Hey, what's up? I'm JoHaNnA, and it's my birthday. And so I wanted to come on here and talk about how I feel being 50 years old. And there's a couple things that I need to do right now, and they are uh, play a song for you while I get the rest of it ready. But I'd like to talk about my journey as a musical artist. Um, oh yeah, no, I have it over here. Okay. All the birthday wishes. It's so sweet, honestly. And I'm just gonna say, right here, right now, I'm doing this for myself, um, because I realized that through my own agreement with my story, or the story that I'm telling right now. Look, there's me. It's so cute. Uh, is I said, but I wanted to go like over here. I don't know. Like that? Oh, maybe like that. Like telling the actual story. Let me get this right now. But telling the actual story. Can you do that? Or like where? Oh, there we go. Oh, she's so cute. Is, oh yeah, like in Krabby's place, I guess. But my head's like cut off, so that's not good. Um, I guess she could be higher. Or she could go like, yeah, like I said, I'm just trying things out. So excuse me if it's really boring sometimes. Like literally doing this um, on the fly. All right, for now. And I thought we could start at the beginning. So the very, 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 very first song that I ever recorded. It's not the first song I ever wrote. It's not the first song I ever um whatever, but it was the first song that I recorded with my band Spread House in a garage in Somerville, New Jersey, with a producer named Planky Giglio, who is, pretty successful keyboard player in bands at the time, and he had a multi-track tape, studio, the way that you used to do it on like that they did it like basically like right there was the cusp of when the digital recording started to become mainstream. But we did this first album uh, on on tape, so everything that I did was was one take. That was it. That was all we had, and then we had to um, we had to like transfer, like we would do all the drums and then transfer them over to be uh um like one track. I guess it was a 16 track system. That's what I remember. So there was all this like, and you had to bounce things back and forth, and like the more complicated that you got, like what the Beatles would do, or obviously when you have like tons and tons of resources, but we were a garage band. Like I think the whole thing caught like he probably charged us maybe like $1,000 or something, that we had a hard time paying at the time. So it was like what it was what it was, and I had never recorded in a recording studio before. I had never tried to make an album before. I believe it was 1997, so I'm turning 50 today. So let's see, how old was I? That would be 28 years ago. So I would be 28 years ago. I'd be 22. So I was 22 when I was first, exposed to doing this, and as pretty much throughout, although there was there were some places where I did have like an actual recording budget because of my publishing deal. But it was done with the resources that I had at the time, which, were not nothing, but also, not what was being used to create the music of the time in each one of the eras. It was, I did what I could with the resources that I had, and I gotta like, um, well, I'll get into that, all the support that I've had over the years from my family, um, uh, which, I I'm going to return that investment. It's really was an investment on me becoming the artist that I am today over this long period of time, and it goes back before that. This is me when I'm 16, uh, just so full of life, always, always. And it's funny what life does to you when you do all the things. You have the children and you get the marriage and you do the 20s and you do the partying and you do the whatever, um, as part of a normal life, and taking those things and putting that experience into really great music, and which I've always had, like the songs have always come through, you know. So that being said, I would like to present to you, this was a really magical moment a couple of weeks ago. I just searched up Spread House on YouTube, and it says, look at this, 4 weeks ago now. This is my song, and it's called, well, it was our song. It's called, let's see, I wish this was on top of something. It's called To the Core. Let's see if I can prop this up on something. Look at that. Oh my God. Felix without the shirt. I mean, dude, it's so cool. I'm like, who is that bitch? But you know what? I've always been like that, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna set it on my crystals here for you. On your ground, and I wanna fly like I did yesterday, but I'm grounded by your twisted ways. And I told myself I wouldn't think about you. The things you said turned out to be untrue. Oh my God, the sound of it, it's like it's coming through this like little tiny speaker. That's what it sounded like in the room that day. All right, I'll be right back. Check this out. In this space, calls for my demise, and it left me wondering, it left me here waiting for my doubtful heart to return. And I wanna fly like I did yesterday, but I'm fighting by your twisted ways. That maybe I might break it someday, but not with me. Let's only your behavior. You will never, so yeah, that's the. I mean, what are things to sing about? That was the first song. Also, you know, it's one of the ones that's on the um, main. Let's see, where is it? I get distracted by bringing my cigarette inside. I hope that's okay. I'm not sure what the policy is on here. I don't want to. Although I think there's other videos of me smoking. I like cigarettes sometimes. Okay. Right. So that was called Odious Behavior. And if you go to, this is JoHaNnA on Spotify, it's a playlist. It has all the songs that I ever made, although not all of them, because not all of them have been released yet. But so okay, so that was Odious Behavior, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, number 7 on Spread House's original first album, um, which is called Home is Where the House Is, with an HAUS. So that's like, you can listen to the recording of it that we did on that 16 track with Plinky Giglio. It's pretty cool. This is the artwork for it. That wasn't the original artwork. I actually have the original artwork, but that's what we settled on after a little time. We had this like mosaic one, not a mosaic one. It's kind of like a mosaic. I don't know how to explain it. So anyway, yeah. So I want to pop forward in time a little bit to um, 2005, when I was singing. I was working at. Hold on, let me put this out. This is driving me crazy. Hold on. I don't like how this smells in here. I usually smoke outside. Okay. So yeah. Oh, my head's in front of the QR code. That's so funny. Oh, I guess you can't really see that. I wish my head was. I wish I was sitting where Krabby was sitting. Krabby, can you switch place with me? Sure, JoHaNnA. It's your birthday. Oh, okay, good. That's a little better. But we still can't see the QR code. You know what I mean? We can hang it on the door, I suppose. That's a great idea, JoHaNnA. Okay, thanks, Krabby. And then the crystals, it's like, should we put this whole thing on the crystals? Maybe that's a better shot. Oh, let's just get closer. There we go. Now, if we put it on the door, it might be cool. But you can't see my head. That's true. Oh my God. Look, my chocolate is so melty. Peanut chews. I love peanut chews. They're so good. Goldenbergs. This is gonna get messy. That's okay. JoHaNnA, you eat candy? Yeah, I do. Hopefully your mouth at least. Yeah, I eat candy. Well, how do you, and you smoke cigarette? And you smoke cigarettes? Yeah, I do. And what and how would you account for yourself being on this earth for 50 years and not looking old? Okay, but it's funny you asked that. Mm, mm. It's a lot of things, actually. A lot of things have brought me to this moment. Do you want to talk about it, Krabby? I would love to, JoHaNnA. Okay, right. So, I started smoking cigarettes when I was like 14. Just a rebellious thing to do. And my grandparents smoked. My parents totally didn't. They were pretty straight laced, you know. Um, so I guess it was like kind of a rebellious action, but I also feel like it was it was kind of like what I needed in order to ground myself. I didn't realize that at the time. I just do it because it felt good and it felt right and everything. And also, when you're a teenager, you want to be a little rebellious. So, the smoking was part of that for me. And then, I smoked all the way until, I don't know, maybe I was like 24 or so. The whole, spread house, everybody in spread house smoked cigarettes and we were just cool. And we always enjoyed it. It was really always fun. And then I guess I got a little bit older and I started thinking, well, what else could make me feel this way? You know? And I had an aspiration at the time to just become a better singer. And I thought about it for a while and I was like, all right, well, what if I give up the cigarettes? Will my voice change? And so one birthday, it might have been my 25th birthday. I made an intention and I said to myself, I'm going to quit smoking. And the way I'm going to do it is that when I'm driving past the convenience store that I normally stop at and get my smokes, I'm just going to keep driving. That's the only change well, actually, no, there was two changes. The first change was that the decision to drive past the convenience store, like just don't go to the convenience store, right? Because it's like an impulse, right? Ooh, I'm going to go get it. And then the impulse would pass by the time I got a few blocks away, especially because it was in line with my intention. And also I decided that, it's kind of an endorphin thing. So what if every time I had the impulse at home to smoke, I think we were living in Somerville, New Jersey with Jen Salganic, me and Joe Kaz, who was the guitarist and the other songwriter in Spread House. He's the one who really taught me how to write a song. He was really, 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 really good at it. He really was. So many of the songs on the first albums and also my first solo EP were actually written by him. But my point being that, so with the smoking, I would just be like, all right, I feel like having a cigarette. I'm just gonna literally just strap on my sneakers and just start running on the road, just start running down the street. And that's what I did, and it totally worked. And then I didn't even look at a cigarette again until, one every once in a while, just because I was feeling sassy or something, but not like smoking cigarettes all the time. Instead, I dedicated my life to being really, 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 really fit. So there was a lot of running and lifting and performing obviously is like is a feat in and of itself. The QR code is bothering me. Just hold on a second. And where am I in time? Okay, 20 minutes. Cool. So let's see if I can make this happen. I might be able to hang it up here. Let's see. Do this. And then it's an R. I don't know how she attached this. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's a hook up here too. Oh, look at that. The hook. Okay. Oh, no, you still can't see it. That's this reminds me of, what is it called? Pride and Prejudice, where the women, they walk around to show, like, see, this is what my self looks like. Wait. I don't know. I don't know where the QR code can go. Hey, Krabby, you want to be a QR code? No, that's just not as interesting. I don't know where to put it. At all. This is terrible. Maybe it's just too big. Maybe it just needs to be like over your belief. That's funny. I believe in everything, but I do not have to receive everything. Oh my gosh. My whole life, you know how there's just things you just don't like about your body? Let me see if I can make this bigger. Nope, I just made it smaller. That's not what I wanted. Oh, thank you. That's way better. Oh, your baby. How sweet. Your baby came to my birthday party. Let's see. Almost there, baby. We're blocking Bob, but whatever. How you doing, Juniper? You're looking sweet as ever. Okay, so is it all right if I just like put this? I don't want to put it on your mouth. That sucks. Maybe over here or something. How about here? This tape is just like not sticky at all anymore. I believe in everything, but I don't have to receive everything. Okay, well, so really, I guess that's here. There you go. Can you do it like that? That's cool. Does that work? We're covering Bob, but I don't know if it matters. So, yeah, my husband bought me these. Like I wore them out. Mm-hmm. So let's see. It's like I kind of want to like just sit on your lap, dude. Every little thing she does is magic. Everything you do just turns me on. Well, I think this is as good as it's going to get right now, Krabby. You're totally fine, JoHaNnA. Why don't you continue on with your story? Okay, well, about the smoking, right? Yeah, about the smoking. So after the smoking, 24 until, really, it was until I had cancer. And when did that happen, JoHaNnA? That happened when I was 43. Yeah, I think I was 43. It was 2018. Or maybe I was 44. Let's say that you were 44. That sounds good. So you'd think that getting cancer would not make you like end up smoking cigarettes again, right? That's right, JoHaNnA. Society says that cigarettes give you cancer. Yeah, but I quit cancer. I quit cancer. I quit cancer too. But I quit smoking, when I was 24 and completely healed my lungs. I mean, I was doing incredible uh feats of strength, if that's, running and lifting and doing CrossFit and all that shit. I was doing that at a really, really high level all the way until, I had cancer. And I know my lungs were totally fine. You know, there's research that says, after 3 years, your lungs just go back or whatever if you were over smoking. So, I just thought, this is crazy. Like, I did everything right. I ate I ate ketogenic. I ate, vegetarian for a while. I ate so clean all the time, clean, 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 clean. You know, never, never, ever would I touch one of these things, you know. And, I thought that's what was keeping me really fit and young, really young, like really, really young. I mean, if you look at the pictures of me from during the time that I like actually had cancer, and I look like I'm 30 years old or something. I look like a baby. And I was like, oh, what, like this, none of this shit makes any sense, But I remember this one time with my friend and my musical partner of 15 years in the band Ticketism. His name is Owen O'Mani, and he's now passed away. But he's with me all the time, spiritually, speaking, that is. And I met him when I did this album called I'm Not Perfect. I'm Not Perfect in 2005. And I actually wrote this song when my grandmother Ronnie passed away, and I was blessed enough to kind of be let out of my corporate job, and to pursue creating this album, I'm Not Perfect, um, for about 6 months. I would go to Williamsburg, East Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and record with this team called Yellow Pop. And every day, I didn't have kids yet. So, like, every day I went, and my husband was so supportive. I had saved up some money, from my corporate gig that I had had since I got out of college, really. And we had, I'd become, like, I had bought some property, through the security of that. And it gave me, and I was also working in a wedding band at the time. It was called North Star. That was super fun with a bunch of really crazy cats. Anyway, I had those are how the stars aligns for me to leave, and then I went on Craigslist at the time, and I was just looking for producers, and I clicked through maybe 100 or 200 or something in the New York area to find some producers that, like, I really liked their sound, and I thought it was hip and cool and whatever. And so I clicked on this one ad, and it led me to the digital version of Derek James's album. It had a dog on it. I can't remember what the name is, but I listened to it and I was like, wait, what's this? I was so excited, and like I was so interested in the sound and who was creating it. So I answered the ad, and I ended up actually talking to Derek, because if you talk to the two Israelis of Yellow Pop, which is Asaf Spector, who I did a bunch of the cover songs with that I released earlier this year. So I circled back to him, which was amazing. But Eitan Graf was the co-producer and the drummer and the percussionist. And he went back to Israel, I think, after Aussie got married. Anyway, so one cold day in let's see if I can. Oh, this is like, hold on. Well, actually, that kind of works here. So Misread you and start it all again. This is all about, a lot of it is like, was inspired by my relationship with my husband. I was falling in love with him. So like, this is kind of like a letter to him, this one. Are the lyrics? Oh, you know what? The lyrics are not on here because I need to load them on there. Anyway, so I took this song that I wrote for my husband, which is not this one. It's actually not Monday Morning. It's, you can let me. Oh, it's on. Okay, here we go. So this is called Nothing I Would Change, and this actually got a Lowe's commercial in 2012 that ran for an entire year. It was like the universe totally gave me a financial blessing as I like embarked on becoming and being a mother. Um, so yeah, I brought this song to, let me just call them the Israelis for a second, to Yellow Pop. And the day that I went was a like cold January day. And this is before it got built up out there. It was in 2000 and it must have been the beginning of 2005. That feels right. And I saw rats. I was concerned about my car. But I just bundled myself up and put my big girl pants on and climbed up the stairs to this, four-story walk-up warehouse with rats and garbage and tumbleweeds of East Williamsburg. And literally right outside the door, the window to like the industrial factory was open and the wind was just blowing in, and I had my guitar on my back, and I was just like, I think I took this. No, I did drive my car, but sometimes I would take the subway just for the experience. Anyway, so and freezing. And so I knock on the door, and then uh, all of a sudden the door opens up, and this little guy is not that he wasn't that little, but this little guy with this hair and this like wide eye expression goes, "Oh, JoHaNnA!" And I was like, "Hi, how are you?" And all of a sudden, it was so warm in there, and it was like this burst of like rainbow light energy, like came out of the door from Aton to me. You know, I'm doing a shit job of his like voice, but I'm sure I'll get that later. So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I walk in, and they just have this bare bones room. And I can't even tell you how many fucking cigarettes they smoked in one session. And it was just, there was no air in there. I ended up having to bring like an air purifier to the studio just so I could get my vocals done with this. So anyway, um, it was a great time, and I really enjoyed it. Here's the rest of the song. Nothing I would change, and there's nothing I would change about you. Oh my God. I love the cheering at the end. Yay! It's like, yeah, there really wasn't anybody there saying yay. Oh my God. And I think that's what's so remarkable about my artist journey right now. It's that every time, okay, like every single thing that I made, um, which Visionary Apothecary is now my 10th album that I've created, and they're all albums, like they say it's EP or whatever, but it's an album. It was the snapshot of the moment in time, that what I was going through, how I felt, and uh, Cryby, just, I know you want to talk, but just this is important for me to explain. So each of these 9 albums up until now, and also Visionary Apothecary, were each created during the time frame that I was experiencing those things and those feelings And I used the resources that I had at that time. And it turns out when I think back on it, I basically have something from each of the recording eras that I made. That and each one of them in their own time could have they could have caught fire and taken off. And there was a lot of decisions that I made in life that took me on the path that I took, which was really just living like a normal life, except I would have these moments where I would feel an extreme need to get in the studio and record whatever it was that I was feeling at that moment. And there's nothing I would change about that, you know what I mean? And the albums would not be what they were if I had decided, which I really feel like this is all predestined, but if I had made some choices. So I could tell you what the choices are real quick. So, Spread House, okay. When Spread House, uh, we were doing the whole, like, I literally played at CBGB's and with Spread House. It was like the sickest, coolest scene in New Brunswick during that time. There was this place called the Melody, and the Court Tavern at the time was still really cool. And we would just go back and forth playing either of those places, and it was always packed. Like, people knew who we were in New Brunswick. It was such a moment. And then we would take it to New York City. And eventually, these managers, Michael Abitbol and Andrew Gabay, they wanted to manage us. So they started managing us. And then, you know what they got us? They got us in the studio with John Jansen. And John Jansen worked at Electric Lady Studios and was one of the producers for Jimi Hendrix. Okay. He had this little home studio in New Jersey. And this is just how when the digital stuff was just starting to come in, and he had figured it out. And he had us come over to his apartment and we did this album. Again, it was not expensive. I'm remembering like $2,000 or $5,000 or something like that, but we definitely had help from the managers and because we weren't making that much money. Like, I don't even really remember making money at the shows. Like, I don't even remember that part. It's wild. So anyway, we did a bunch of great songs, but I think the favorite is Shaking Hands. Shaking Hands with Yesterday. But look at that album cover. So freaking cool. That's Joe Kaz on the guitar. And this is a digital, like, one of the first digital beats, that was like widely available. That's what you're hearing, So cool. Like, what is that? Up and down, so long. I can't remember my own name, and so I cry. Oh, long since trained myself out of that. But I think I can do it. Shaking hands with yesterday. I mean, I don't only want to. I think that was my cat. That was pretty crazy. Hold on. Kai? Kai? All right. Well, So something just went crazy scurrying over my roof. That was pretty crazy. Um, but my birthday party's starting soon, so I want to finish up. And I feel like this is kind of a really long story, so let me see if I can sum it up. Krabby, would you like to help me sum it up? Yes, JoHaNnA, I think you should talk about my belief, which is also your belief. This one here. Yes, this one here. Juniper, can you move over a little bit? I can't see it. Just read it to everybody, JoHaNnA. I mean, just read it to everyone, JoHaNnA. Okay, it says, I believe in everything, but I don't have to receive everything. That's right, JoHaNnA. I think you remember the way and the reason why you just go with the flow now instead of having determined ideas about what's good for you and what's not good for you. Yeah, that's right, Krabby. So basically what I've realized is like, it's okay. Have an impulse. Do something bad. Feel good about it. And then seed beliefs like, when I feel good about, when I have a delicious moment, that's really good for me. Because I was programmed early on, and this is what I've had to shed, is suffering is ideal. Basically. And suffering is how you're going to do whatever, And then I just basically just changed that. Because I did enough suffering. It's enough suffering. So I'm gonna ride you out right now. Well, JoHaNnA, let me just say for 1 second, happy birthday, JoHaNnA. Oh, thanks, Krabby. Yo, JoHaNnA, we're so proud of you. We're so proud of how far you've come. You deserve all of this. And let me ask you a question. What is it, Krabby? Can you receive? Well, on my birthday, it's really easy to receive. Well, how about your whole birthday week? How about your birthday month? How about forever and ever? Because you're such a great giver. It's time for you to receive. I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to receive the gifts that I left for myself, that my past lives, past person and artist left for me, these treasures, and I really receive them, and I can see now how blessed I am by myself and by me following my heart, even when it was really hard. And I feel like now the next 50 years, the next 100 years, the next 150 years, the next millennium, the next forever. I'm just going to freely enjoy my life. And right now, the thing that makes me happiest is when people hear my music. Because when you have spent 28 years creating masterpieces and only a handful of people have heard them, well, it just makes me feel a little silly, honestly. And I know that everything happens for a reason. I really do believe that. But it's time. It's time for people to hear my work, to see what I'm doing, and it's time for me to enjoy sharing it with people. So please excuse me if I have to dig through just 28 years of amazing work to be able to show you this, but like, what an amazing problem to have. And I'm so grateful to my friend Gina, who came in here today on my birthday and just made it so, every little piece of my life here is just looks so brilliant, you know, and I can't wait to every day come in here and just play and and enjoy it and just enjoy it and really enjoy the unfolding that is all of this, and all of my music leading up to this album, and then I have another one ready to go. Ready to go. I just really need some support right now. I can't, like, I'm so maxed out on my credit cards and and my house is not rented out. This is what I'm hoping is going to happen to relieve my whole financial situation, but also a publishing deal or a record deal or some people who know what they're doing to allow me the space to just create, because sometimes I just don't know what to do with it. I try, I really do, but I just, like, it's hard to wear every single hat. I'm willing to give up some of my hats for some support. So anyway, um, for my birthday, Krabby, I just want you to know that for my birthday, I mean, I feel like I've already received everything that I could possibly ask for. But for my birthday and Leo season, I'm just open to receive the amazingness that is my life. And with that, I'm going to call it a episode. Again, don't know how to classify this. And the thinking about the whole classifying shit, like, kind of makes me go crazy because I really just don't know. I'm just really trying stuff. So here's to trying. Here's to my birthday. Do you mind if I kiss your baby? I'm so excited about Kamala. There's a deep fake on YouTube. It's got to be a deep fake. It's got to be a deep fake. And if it is, it's like the smartest thing I ever seen. But they like this. She's like, what? The Kamala's like, I really like Cardi B. What? If it's not a deep fake, then she's like the smartest person in the entire universe. But that's a whole nother story. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a great weekend. I can't wait personally to meet with my new friend Julie Horowitz tomorrow. She's so cool. And let's see. High five. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I don't know if this is the right place to do this. No, it's not. I'm going to take 10 minutes to do some other social media stuff. Again, thank you for bearing with my and my I don't know what I'm doing and moving everything around and shit. But I'm also really excited to have you be part of the process. Please like and subscribe if you dig this. Bye. Okay, end stream. Okay.